All right, Ms. Gurney. How important is it for the city to partner with other organizations to fund a tourism program? How important is tourism to Sebastopol?
Thank you. I want to go back to the last question just for a quick remark. Talking about our police chief, to express my support for him, and I want to go back to the Occupy issue. When other cities were having real conflict, our police chief in the Occupy meetings, the 5 special meetings, in one meeting he received 3 standing ovations from the Occupy group. So there's my vote of confidence in our chief. How important is it for the city to partner with private organizations about tourism, and how important is tourism to our community? I think tourism is important in this regard first and foremost. It's very important to our citizens that if we are going to experience tourism here, we don't lose our own ownership of our community and our culture. None of us wants to walk around town, the Barlow, or anywhere in town and say, who are these foreigners? We don't belong here anymore. That's the experience that people in Healdsburg have. I know people in Healdsburg who don't even go down to their own plaza anymore because they can't afford a new living room door for $5,000. Is it important to partner? Yes. There's much that the city can't do on its own. We do need to partner with our nonprofits, our community volunteers, and see if we can figure out how to do tourism in our own way. I'd like to credit the Chitaslo Sebastopol Committee with exploring this opportunity and providing a number of forums and ways for the community to express its interest in tourism in details that don't compromise our character.
Thank you. Mr. Greenberg.
Yeah, I think the Chitaslo movement is fantastic. I am not a believer, frankly, in just ponying up $10,000 to Sonoma County to take out, to mention us in the full-page advertisements in the magazines, print magazines. I think that digital media and social networking is a really great way to promote our city, and we should have, I brought it up before, we should have a video of Sebastopol. We should have, a web page that we could say why Sebastopol is so cool and great. The greatest thing about tourism and is that it's happening for the best reasons. I mean, right in this space, in this wonderful community center, the belly dancer, I forget the name, the dance festival, is like, it attracts 2,000 or 3,000 people. It is internationally famous. The things that go on at the Diana Center, the Ayurvedic medicine, the things that people are just doing, these are bringing tourists, the kind of tourists we really want. They stay at people's houses, they stay at hotels, they eat out. I'm really looking forward to having really good hotels here as well. They bring in great sales tax for the community. I support both the Barlow and the French Garden Hotel. I hope they find some great investors. And I'd like to see social media so that we could spread the word. So everyone who comes to the festival here could say, I'm going to Sebastopol. Where's that? Oh, here's that webpage. Thanks.
Ms. Glass.
I think, as with most things, tourism comes down to quantity and quality. When you look at any aspect of economic development in our town, it really comes down to how much of whatever it is do we want. Do we want to just be a winery town? Well, no. Do we want to only be a beer town? Well, no. Do we want to only be a restaurant town? No. Do we only want to be an O'Reilly media town? No. What works best for economies is diversity, and the other part is scaling whatever it is to the scale of our town. No, I don't want to be like Healdsburg. I don't want to be afraid to go downtown because our downtown is so overwhelmed with tourists that I no longer can go there. Sonoma has the same problem. I think we do want to have tourism as a major pillar of our economy, but we don't want to get it so outsized that the rest of us have to move out.
All right, and Mr. Slater.
I was born and raised in the town of Napa, and I'm a 4th generation Napan. I have relatives who lived in St. Helena when it was a cute little town, and we all know what's happened there. I remember Yountville when there was a bar on every corner, and now I can't afford to go visit it without Well, I can afford to go if I don't spend anything. So I think that the idea of scale is really important. I certainly agree with what others have said, that it needs to be appropriate to our town. And it's an unbelievably great way to bring revenue to the city, both within the private and the public realm. The idea of ecotourism, which is an interesting title to put on something, but it's essentially inviting people who like to visit farms. We have a lot of small farms in the area. The Gran Fondo bike ride brought 7,000 cyclists and probably about 6,800 spouses to town. The economic impact of those events is tremendous. We have an impact on our roads for a day or two, and they leave. And they leave all that money behind. So I think another thing that we can do is acknowledge that we already have a lot of visitors here in town. I was just talking with the owner of the new Repose, where the Holy Cow Coffee House used to be, and 1 out of 3 visitors to his establishment, he says, on average, are from out of town.
Thank you.